All right. A little bit of water before we get going here. All right, here we go. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Monday. Well, just turn this sign down here, just sound off. For Monday, February 22nd. Hopefully everybody had themselves a great weekend, and hopefully everybody's looking forward to the NBA, NHL games for this evening. We're going to break down all the games. We're going to go through the market index, the SBI. I got some 80% club stats here today. And at the end of the show, we're going to break down our selections with our hockeypicks.com selections and our top play of the day. And I'll put up my top play of the day at streakcatcher.com. I'd like to welcome everybody in the chat today, and if a little roll call here. So all the regulars who'd like to chime in and, just come in, say, how you doing? Good day, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Feel free to say hi in the chat room. And hopefully you guys had yourself a great weekend. I had a great weekend. I took it easy. I learned the piano. I'm learning the piano now. I bought a keyboard, and part of the old bucket list, right? I'm trying to learn other things. So I'm going to be learning the piano. I got a great app called Simply Piano. And you know what? My first lessons this weekend, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. And maybe by the 2-3 months here, I'll be good enough to maybe give you guys some live edition here, some live feedback, or a mini concert, right? A little mini concert, play some Van Halen and some Jump here. So that's the goal. Trying to get better each and every day, doing something different. And right now that's the phase I'm in. I'm going to learn to play the piano. So again, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm the sports handicapper of the ATSstats.com. I'm the founder of the World Series of Handicapping football contest. And I'm also the author of Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. And you can get a free copy of that book just by going to our website, ATSstats.com. And once you get to the website, go to tools, or actually go to odds, go to Sports Betting Secrets, and then you'll see the e-version of the book. And again, if you're interested in the Rain Report tutorials, go to odds, go to tutorials right here. Oh, let me do a share screen here. You can tell it's coming off a weekend here. Let me see here. Where's the, let me close that. Let me do this. Okay, where's the, here it is. Not sure if anybody's alive out there. I see some people just chime in. And also, we're going to go through the games, and I'm going to do the computer picks at the beginning. So this way, if people are watching online and want the computer picks, I'm going to be doing just one show a day from 2 to 3, Monday to Friday. There won't be any more videos. I need the mornings to prepare for these shows. And I think people are asking, where's your videos? Well, I feel, the videos, I'm doing them twice because I'm giving them away in the morning, and then I'm doing it in the afternoon, right? So if you watch the show, I'll give it away all on the 2 o'clock show. Or if you can't wait, go to the website at atsstats.com, go to NBA, go to free reports. And once you get to free reports, you're going to see in the pull-down menu right here, you can get all the scores, all the handicapping each and every day right here at atsstats.com. And was saying error. Oh, what was saying error? Oh, let me see here. All right, Enox. Okay, perfect. So it's working now. Okay, I was wondering here. I thought it was the closing time at a bar. No one left. Everybody left and went home here. So hopefully everybody could able to see this now. Finally, my chat is working. Okay, so something was wrong with the chat. And I was wondering, you guys are normally like, bouncing in here and saying, hey, what's up? What's shaking? I was wondering, well, man, these guys, you don't do a weekend and they leave you or what? Okay, perfect. Awesome. So like I was saying, if you ever want to get the rain reports before the show, go to the website, atsstats.com, go to NBA, NHL, go to free reports, and in the pull-down menu, you can get all the scores, the updates, and the chats right here, and it's all free. Just go to NBA, free reports, NHL, free reports, and you will get the same, I call this the rain report light version of what you guys normally get here on the rain report. We go through the premium section, so if you do watch the show, I'm giving you guys exactly what our members get. I kept trying. Wow, man, I guess YouTube was having issues today with the chat. So hopefully everybody's okay. So everybody in? Oh, everybody. So what's good, guys? How you doing, Lynn, Tasha, Isaiah, Ninox? Yeah, good to see you guys playing parlays. How was your game? Plays in parlays. I think you went to the game on Friday, the Cleveland game. I don't think. Actually, was it a good game? I can't remember the Cleveland game. Which game? Who played on Friday? Who else? I refreshed like 33 times. Wow. Okay. Let me do a test here and make sure. It's going to go to YouTube. Live. Okay, it looks like we're good. Good morning, Ron. Hey, good morning, Nutso. How you doing? Spencer, paid for Ron's premium yesterday and already made my money back. Right on, Spencer. Hopefully we can keep that going, right? But no, good to see you guys. Like I said, just in case you guys missed the beginning, the show now on the Raymond Report. I won't be doing videos in the morning. Every day from 2 to 3 p.m. will be a live podcast. But if you do want to get the computer picks and the selections, you go to ATS Stats, go to NBA, NHL, go to free reports, go to the pull down menu, pick up the game of your choice, and that'll be the same forecast that we talk about each and every day that you'll be able to get here live here on our YouTube channel. All right, another thing I broke down. So sometimes I get emails. People are a little bit confused on how the membership works. So I did a video this weekend on how the memberships work here at atsstats.com. So if you're ever thinking about getting a membership at ATS, I did a 10-minute video and it shows you exactly what you get, the choices, your options, and there's 3 options and it's all written here. It's all this video right here. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com, go to the right side menu, and you play this video, and it'll give you the regular membership option or Ron's premium picks options, and it'll show you the difference on what you get with a membership here at atsstats.com. All right, so let's get to the SBI. Let's go to SBI, and let's talk about what's come in, and that's the 80% club. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. And in the dashboard, we're going to go right to the SBI. Now, I took the quick peek this morning. In fact, I did my handicapping. And look at, we're starting to balance out here in the NBA. Look at the NBA now. And on the 7-day average straight up, the favorites are, this year for the 7-day average for NBA, it normally should be in the 60% average on a 7-day average at 48. So the underdogs are winning and covering right now. And if you look at against the point spread, 45.9% of the favorites are winning, but 54.1% of the underdogs. And if you look at this, 4-4 yesterday, there was 8 games on Saturday, 1-4 Friday night, 7-2. But if you look at here, the over-unders, remember we were talking about the run the overs we're having in the NBA. Look at this, all the green on this side. But remember I said, what goes up must come down. And if you are now, a couple of days ago, I started betting unders. And look at this, look at the unders now. The unders are starting to win the day. Starting on the 18th of February, it was a 2-1 night. That's the Thursday. The Friday night, 5-4 to the unders, 3-2, and then 5-3. Now, it's nothing crazy, but it's a sign of a bit of a reversal of the bookmakers adjusting their numbers to control that, make sure that nothing, there's not a position that favors the bettors on betting the over, right? Because the overs were having their days here. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0-1 to the overs during this stretch, and now the unders are starting to come in. All right, let's a little quick there. Let me see here. Lynn, 6-2 yesterday, right on. Money again. Nice. Maz will be interesting tonight. They rested last week. I'm on the Heat so far, leaning Rockets, as crazy as it sounds. Rockets, I'm actually on the Bulls. Let me see here. So we'll get to these games in just a second. Let's take a look at the NHL. Crazy in Lake Tahoe, right? And on the Saturday afternoon, the sun was beaming. They couldn't get that game in. And then they had to play like at midnight Eastern. But Boston was able to pull through last night. That was a nice Philly. Until Philly gets all their players back from the COVID and their injuries, they're going to be struggling. Now, looking at the NHL chart, on the 7-day average, 49.3% of the favorites have been winning. But on the 1-month average, 65.5%. So underdogs in the last 7 days for NHL, 50.7%. And if you look at the over-unders, now the overs are starting to come in a bit. 3-1 yesterday, 6-6 the day before. Actually, it was 2 pretty balanced. 12 games on Saturday night, Saturday, and then 2 games or 4 games on Friday. So You can see now on the 7-day average, 43.1% of the games have gone over. Still, the unders are coming in the NHL, 56.9 on the 7-day average. But, we'll see if there's a reversal, unlike the NBA where, all the overs were coming in. Now it's all the unders, right? Okay, so I want to show you guys something here. And this is the market cap, the market index. So I'm going to do the NBA first. And this is something interesting. So hopefully you guys will see this, and you'll see where I'm going with this. And again, anytime you look at a matchup, and we're going to do the first one here, Chicago and Houston. Anytime you look at a matchup, I always talk about the Raymond report. Teams, there's value in the team. The percentage play, is it in your favor? And the cycles, right? So I look at sports teams, if they're going through a bullish phase, a neutral phase, or if they're in a bearish phase. Now, if you look at this chart right here, which you can get at on once you get into the members area. So if you're new to the Raymond report, you go to dashboard, and then once you get to your dashboard, click market index, and it's going to bring up this page right here. All right. So, and then what you want to do to get all the color schemes, the green, the yellow, and the pink. So I look at it this way: the bullish phase, this is the penthouse phase, right? These are all teams that are living in the penthouse right now because everything is good. Everything, when you're in a bullish phase right now, everything tastes like steak and wine, right? Everything's great. Everything's is, just like gravy. This is the neutral phase. So this is like, I'm looking at like a 30-story building, right? This is the penthouse phase right here. The yellow is like the lobby. This is where everybody's, they're in the lobby and they don't know if they're coming to the penthouse or going to the basement, right? And this here, the pink phase here, this is the bearish phase. So this is like the basement, the garage. So these are teams right now that are in the basement, and they're not having a lot of fun. They wish they were in the penthouse phase, right? These are teams that are in the lobby. They don't know where they're going yet. They don't know if they're going to the penthouse or if they're going to the basement, right? So the idea is to see, okay, who right now is in the penthouse? Who's in the bullish market right now? So here are the hot teams in the NBA: Utah, Brooklyn, Phoenix, Portland. Now Dallas hasn't played in a while, but prior to their COVID break, 5-2. San Antonio, Washington. Washington's on a good little streak. The Clippers and Toronto. Now Toronto would have won last night, got them into a bullish market, right? So you look at all these teams right here in the green. These are teams that are bullish. They're either 5-2, 6-1, or they are 7-0 in their last 7 games. Now, what type of teams are in the penthouse right now, right? So Utah, an A-type team. Brooklyn, A-type team. Phoenix, an A-type team. Portland, A-type team, meaning they got a winning percentage of 60 or higher. Now Dallas is normally a team that's in the basement, but they're enjoying the caviar right now in the penthouse because they were 5-2 prior to the break, but they're a C-type team. So this is something out of the ordinary for Dallas to be in a bullish phase, a C-type team to hang around with the A-type teams that are probably used to being a bullish market, right? Same thing with San Antonio, a B-type team, so a team that's normally 50 to 59.9%. And then you got Washington with a 37% winning record. They're in a bull market. So you see where I'm going with this, right? There's certain teams, when I tell you they're bullish, I expect them to be in the higher echelon. But teams like this, Washington, San Antonio, and Dallas, these are teams that normally are not used to being in a bull cycle. So there's value to them. And then when you do bet those teams, just understand that check their overall standings record to see if this is fool's gold, right? Now, the teams like this here, and the yellow teams, these are teams that I call are waiting in the lobby, and they're either 4-3 or 3-4 in the last 7 games. Now, what you want to do here also, I forgot to mention, and let's do the first game. So Chicago at Houston. So if I look at Chicago right now, what kind of phase are they in right now? I believe they are in a neutral phase. So they're 4-3 in their last 7 games. On the season, they're 13-16 and for 45%. But in the 7-game cycle, they're at 57% right here. So they are 12% above their season average. So you can see they're going through a little bit of a good stretch right now, 57%. So they're probably a team that brings value the next time you bet them. And they're going up against Houston. Houston's in the basement right now, and they are 0-7 in their last 7 games. and their winning percentage on the year is 39%. So you can see this is a team that's just tanking right now, right? So, some people might say that there's good value in this team because, eventually they got to start winning, right? But they're up against a team that's normally on the season. So I always talk about small cycles during the season and long cycles. So from a long cycles point of view, Chicago's at 45%. And from a short cycle, they're at 57%. So when you combine the cycles, you can see that Chicago right now is going through a really pretty good stretch right now. So there's value to them. And when I look at their number against the point spread, our value index is 0.71, and they're now -2, right? So they are now -2. So, but you're playing a Houston team. I had at plus 1.4, and right now Houston is, they're in a really bad cycle. So it's a low confidence play, but a high reward play. If you do like Houston, you just know you're getting great, great rewards if they do eventually come out of this break, right? So that's what I want to show you guys. Memphis at Dallas. So let's take a look at Memphis, and I will break down these games, to more extent after this. But I just wanted to give you guys a glimpse of the mindset. And basically what I'm trying to do is just, give you a different perspective on how to approach matchups from a market psychology point of view and value point of view, right? So let's take a look at Memphis. So I got Memphis in the lobby here. They're in the neutral. Now on the season, they're 50%, 13-13, but they're going through a 4-3 cycle that's neutral. So they are now 7% above their season average of 50%. And you look at Dallas. Now Dallas is up here at 71%, but their value on the season, their win percentage at 46. So you can see Dallas is going through a really good cycle, but they're in the penthouse on the bull market, and they're not used to being there, being a C-type team. So I think this might be a short-lived stay for Dallas in the penthouse, and we'll break down the game. I think Memphis has a little bit more value, but we'll get to that in just a second. So just before I move on, are you grasping any of this, or do you really care? Or I just want to see if you guys, just get a different perspective and get your feedback on this type of handicapping. And maybe if I'm changing the way you look at games, right? And that's all I'm really trying to accomplish here, is show you my system and how I look at the games, and how do I from a macro, which is the league, and a micro, which is the teams, and see how, I can find value from a, different perspective, like the analytics of it, but also the market psychology on how the bookmaker's thinking, how he's adjusting his number, and seeing where that team lies in the long range cycles and the short range cycles, and where we can find value. Now, looking at Portland against Phoenix. Now, Portland, let me see. They're going through a good cycle. They're an A-type team. They're 62% on the season, but they're going through an 85% bullish cycle. So, the time to bet Portland was about 4 games ago, but now, they're on a 1-game losing streak. So are they going to eventually start tipping the scale and going back down? And then now we're seeing that maybe it's the time to bet against Portland, right? And if you look at Phoenix, Phoenix is an A-type team. So just like Portland, and Phoenix is at 66%. And they're going through an 85% cycle right now in their last 7. So they are exactly like Portland. So Portland and Phoenix tonight, 2 exact, almost mirror teams. The only difference is 1 victory here, 19-10, 18-11. And the only difference also is that they're on a 2-game win streak. So from a short-term and long-term cycles point of view, you can see that, both these teams belong in the bull cycles and in the penthouse, right? Especially when you can find symmetry in the spot in psychology. Nice. Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate the feedback. How you doing, Lindbergh? I don't bet NBA. Okay, Ron, I love the cycles based. So yeah, it makes total sense. Okay, good. You know what? And that's where sometimes you're doing these podcasts. It feels like you're just talking to Rusty, but I just want to make sure you guys are out there and you're grasping some of this stuff. And I just want your feedback. And it's different, right? And the things in life, us as humans, anytime we learn something new, we got to analyze it first and see if it's something that makes sense, or you just, you don't buy into it, right? Charlotte against Utah. So where's Charlotte? So Charlotte right now is a C-type team at 29% in the actually 48% in the standings, but they're going through a 57% short cycle in their last 7 games. So they are now at, let me see here, and they're 9% above their season average when it comes to their win percentage, and they're playing against Utah. Now, Utah, here's the thing with Utah. They are 80% on the season, but they're in an 85% bull cycle in their last 7 games. So they're 5% above their winning percentage in their last in their last 7 games, but 80% on the season. To me, Utah, it's like Bitcoin, right? You know it's going to pop. You know the bubble's going to pop on Utah. And the thing is, sometimes these top teams, there's like an exception to the case, right? To the rule. And I think Utah, no, they lost their last game. Eventually Utah can't keep up this crazy pace of winning, and they're a 12-point favorite against Charlotte tonight. But looking at Charlotte is they're in a good cycle too, so maybe Charlotte has value, and we'll look at that when we handicap that. Miami against Oklahoma. Now the Miami Heat are in they're in the neutral, so they're in the lobby. They're a C-type team at 43%, 57% cycle in their last 7 games, so they are now look at this, 14% above their season average. So they're going through a little good run right now. And Miami is too good of a team not to be a team in the C club, right? They deserve to be a B-type team. Big win last night against the Lakers. Letdown spot. We'll talk about that some more. But Miami could have value. Oklahoma City, again, a team that played last night that won. And now looking at Oklahoma, where's Oklahoma here? I thought I had them. Yeah, so here's Oklahoma. They're in the basement. You look at their record on the year, 40% and a 28% win cycle in their last 7 games. They're 2-5 in their last 7 straight up. They're 40% on the year. So, there's a team with a win last night. This could be the start of a new cycle for Oklahoma. They're a pretty good team. Now, when you look at the value perspective of this team compared to they're playing Miami is, a C-type team in the neutral, 57% and 28%. The value lies with Oklahoma, but we'll talk about that in a second, because I got a feeling Oklahoma could start a bit of a run and could end up in the lobby here in the neutral pool and get out of this bear market that they're in right now, because they're a good basketball team, especially on the road. They've proven on the road they've done a good job covering the spread. And looking at the last game, Washington against the LA Lakers. Now, let's go back to the penthouse here. Now, look at the difference here. Now, think of this from a market psychology point of view. Washington is in a bullish market right now. They are 5-2, 71% in their last 7 games, but they're only 37% win percentage on the year. So they are way overvalued here when it comes to their win percentage. And the Lakers going through a bit of a tough stretch without AD. On the year, they're 71%, but they're only playing at a 57% win percentage in their last 7 games. So the Lakers, this team should not be in the lobby. This is a penthouse type team that eventually get up here. And I don't see Lakers going to the basement, right? So I got a feeling the Lakers could be one of the top plays here tonight. But I want to show you guys that. And that's one thing that I do when I handicap. I go look at the short-term cycles, the long-term cycles, to see where who belongs to in the penthouse. And when I see teams that are C% in the penthouse, it's just a matter of time before they kick down to the lobby. And then your A-type teams that are stuck here in the lobby, Philadelphia, Lakers. Now, those are teams that you want to keep an eye on for value, but eventually they'll make it back to the penthouse in a bull market. So I like your feedback on that. Let me know what you think. And, I always want some feedback and see if it changes a bit of your mindset on how you approach your handicapping. So before we get to the games, let's take a look at the 80% club to see if there's any stats and trends that we want to talk about here that maybe when we handicap our games, we can reference back to. Utah is a home team this season, 24-6 on the year, having a great run. Chicago is a road underdog in the month of February, the last 2 years, 8-2 to the over. And the Lakers here, we got a little blue star stat on the under. We got the Lakers 15-3 in the last 3 years as a home team in the month of February. Oklahoma as a home team on a Monday night during the month of February, 12-2. And let's see here. Lakers 8-2. Dallas, Dallas is coming back from a long extended break. Lakers, Houston. That Houston game's interesting tonight, especially a team that's 0-7 in the last 7, right? All right, so nothing really. Houston as a home team, and the total's 220 or more, 12-2-1 to the under in the last 15 games. All right, let's break down some of the games using the Rain Report tip sheet. And if you have any questions, just feel free to log in. And I'd like to welcome all the newcomers to the Rain Report. I see some new faces here, or some new username, World We Live In. Thanks for the chat, World We Live In. Thanks for the post. And Tiffany Anderson, you have to do this live today. What you have this live today is today is okay. Let me fix that then. You know what? That's a good point. Let me go and fix that so this way people see that it's 221. All right. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. See, that's what happens when you do it on Zoom. When they bring it over, they don't update all the they don't do all the updates for you. So let me just go check on the chat here. Just make sure that people can see we're at the right date. 222. There we go. All right. So change the date. Hopefully people see the live button right there, and I will edit that once the show is over. All right. Vladimir John Ramirez, how you doing, buddy? Jesse Williams, how you doing? And thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. I just changed it, so it should be good. All right, so let's go to the scorecard and see what we got going on deck here between the Bulls and the Bulls, and the Houston Rockets. Now, Houston going into this game, a 2-point road underdog. And let me see here. Do I got? Nope, we're good. We're all good. Actually, you know what? Let me hit the run live crons to make sure I don't see the value index. So I want to make sure we have the value index that is live. Go back here. And there we go. All right, so let's get back to this one, the Bulls and the Rockets. Now, looking at the injury report, I don't see anything standing out except for DeMarcus Cousins is, he's probably on his way out of Houston right now. John Wall, Gordon, Jason Tate, House, and Tucker. And then you got Carter, Williams, Temple, Levine, and Kobe, the starting lineup projected for tonight. Looking at the numbers here, Chicago -2. Houston 226 is the over-under. We got the Bulls winning this one 116-114. Over-under set at 230.5 or 15, so it does like it to go over the total. The Bulls are 5-5 straight up in their last 10 games, 4-5-1 against the number, and 5-5 to the over-under. Where the Houston Rockets 2-8 straight up, 3-7-0, 5-5-0 to the over-under. Now the value index. Now we talked about here the penthouse teams, right? We got Chicago here in the lobby, and you got Houston right down here. The 0%, in the basement. So you can see there's value here on the, I'm just going to close some windows here. I got too many windows open here. Close that. So we got value report 0.71. So overvalued here. And it's not a lot. It's just 2 points. So something to think about when you compare it to the market. And then plus 1.4. So there is value a bit on the Houston Rockets. Not a lot of value, probably fair market value. The chance of winning, 57.1% for the Bulls compared to 46 for Houston. The chance of covering the spread does favor the Rockets. That's because they're not going through a good stretch right now, right? You look at their win streak in the last few games, not having a good run right now. I believe they lost, last 7 or something like that? So let me see here. Lost this one, the Rockets, so 8. So we're on an 7-game losing streak. So not a good stretch run for the Houston Rockets. And looking at Houston, when they're at home against teams that are below 500, 1-2 straight up, 1-2 against the number, 0-3 to the under, where the Chicago Bulls are 4-4 on the road against teams below 500, 5-3 against the number, 5-3 to the over. The Bulls 10-4 on the season when they're on the road. So they got a good cover record here. And for the Houston Rockets, 3-8, 1-9-1 to the under. There's something wrong with Houston right now. The DeMarcus Cousins wants out or he's being traded. Things are not. You lose. When you got players like John Wall on your lineup, and you look at some of the other players in the lineup here. There's no way Oladipo's out tonight. There's no way this team should be 0-7 in the last game. So this to me tells me there's chemistry issues, and it's probably a tough team to coach right now. because of the distractions, right? But we don't know. We're not in the room. But, your record, hey, what does Bill Parcells say all the time? Your record is what your record says you are. You are what your record says you are. And right now, for the Houston Rockets, they're 11-17. We all know the issue. James Harden wanted out. When there's smoke, there's fire. I don't like what's going on in Houston from a betting perspective. If I were to play this game tonight, I'd lean towards the under, would be my first choice. And then maybe Chicago is where I would lean. Yeah. So let me take a look here at some of the chat. I'm here for Rusty's lock of the day. Yeah. Okay. Rusty's lock of the day will be here after. Lakers gone under. The book wants the public thinking Lakers Wizards game is going to be a wild game of Hornets. Love Houston in this spot. I just talked about Houston, right? I just don't. I wouldn't trust him right now. And you know what? For being late. How you doing, Jordan? Let's eat tonight, buddy. Chad, good to see you. Chad. Jared Bush, nice to see you, Jared. Knicks came through last night. Nice. Was a good night for me last night. Awesome. And Jesse William, what's the best bet today? We'll get to the best bet right near the end of the show. I give out my top plays, but we'll keep you hostage here just a little while longer here, Jesse. And but the under is where I think I lean in this game here today, guys. There's no way. It's not one of my premium picks tonight. I didn't touch this game. I only have 2 selections that I bet on today, and we'll get to those games in just a second. All right, let's talk about the game between Memphis and Dallas. Now, this is one of the games I did bet on tonight, and let's go to the breakdown of the market conditions. You look at Memphis right now, 50% on the season, and they're playing a bit in over their heads, not over their heads, but 57% in the last 7 games. They're neutral right now. So right now, from a market psychology point of view, when you're thinking of Memphis, it's fair between you and the bookmaker. So there's really no psychological edge that you or the bookmaker has. And when you look at the Dallas Mavericks, in fact, let me pull up the Dallas Mavericks. They haven't played now in what? It's been 7 days. So they haven't played in a week. And prior to their break, last game went 7 over the total. And for Dallas, but Dallas is a team though. Look at this. Dallas in the penthouse, right? They're in the bullish market before the break. They were 5-2, but they're only 46%, percentage on the year. And they were winning at a 71% clip in their last 7 games. Now, going back to our Sesame Street days, one of these things ain't like the others, right? And when you look at this, Dallas, a C-type team in the penthouse, it's just, you can't trust Dallas this year. You just cannot trust Dallas. Porzingis is in and out of the lineup. You're looking at the Mavericks now, the Grizzlies. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games, coming off a very tough loss to the Phoenix Suns, 128-97. They're on 1 day's rest. And normally road teams that are on 1 day's rest, they're a 3.5 to 6 point road dog, are 27-21-1 against the point spread. Their record on the road this year, 7-4 straight up. So for teams that's playing 500 to have a winning record on the road, not too bad, right? 7-4 against the point spread. Dallas at home, 3-11 against the point spread. And I don't have any numbers here on teams on 7 days rest for home favorites of 3.5 to 6. But I'll let the cat out of the bag. Memphis is one of my top plays in the premium picks tonight at atsstats.com. So taking Memphis tonight, I got +5. That's one of my top plays tonight. So there you go, Jesse. I gave you a nugget right there. So hopefully you guys, what do you guys like in this game? I'm going with Memphis. I'm not looking good for using tonight's slate. Isn't that great with the baseball site up in time for the season? With what will the baseball site be? Yeah, you know what, Lonnie, you're talking about the new. So I'm hoping. So I'm building 2 more websites that are identical to hockeypicks.com. One, it'll be the same format, the same features. Everything what you see at Hockey Picks is going to be for basketball and for baseball. So I'm super pumped about having these sites ready for baseball and basketball. And I'm hoping to have it ready because everybody will make their picks on this new website. I don't want to give out the name of the new website yet. I love the new name and logo. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to kick it out there. Let me see here. Isaiah, you bet the over. I don't need to hear the breakdown. Grizzlies. Who's here from Europe? Anybody? Yeah, we got some players from Europe, Vlad. There's some people from Europe here. Dallas will roll. Sam Plastas from Switzerland. Luis from Portugal. Normally they watch the show. Dallas will roll. Doncic can't be guarded. Well, he can be guarded if you put 2 of them on him, right? But leave somebody open. Memphis first quarter. Thoughts on the over Memphis game? Let me see the over. Let me see here. So let's take a look at the SBI, right? I always take a look at the SBI to see what kind of, what right now the over has gone such a great run, right? In the last week, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 days of great run for the over. Now we're in an unders market. You can see the unders come in. So I'm not looking for overs right now, unless something really stands out. But I don't think, and remember, the market will tell me when is a good time to bet underdogs, favorites, overs, and unders. When there's, you can always bet them, but there's a certain timing in the market to bet them. When it's more, I'll give you a good analogy. Bitcoin. Do you think Bitcoin was a good time to buy last night? Everybody knows it was going to dump. It's the same type of mentality you got to have in sports betting. If you know that we're overextended in an overs market or an unders market, be careful what you wish for, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Love your show, Raymond, watching from Germany. Oh, nice. Germany, great soccer team. National team is an amazing team. The Germans, I don't know what it's, their defense first. You can tell the mentality of the German people, right? With the German cars, how well built they are and able to last through rugged terrain in the mountains. These are conversations I have with my brother-in-law all the time about German cars, right? But hey, welcome, Vlad. Nice to have you here all the way from Germany. Michael Robertson, Colorado Springs here. Let's go. Oh yeah, Colorado. You know what? Had them on the. They had to make me wait like 10 hours to cash that ticket there, Mike. I wasn't too impressed Saturday night. I had to wake till like 1 a.m. to cash that ticket. Curry not playing didn't help the out. You know what? That Curry situation that didn't. I had Golden State on Friday night, and man, when I saw Curry leave, I said, "Oh crap, that sucks." Rudy Gobert shut down Luka in the paint. That's true. You did a good number there, right? All right, let's go back to the game. So yeah, I do like Memphis here tonight, guys. No, I'm not touching the over in this game. Not when we're in an unders market, but if you do like Memphis, 100%, I'm right behind you. Portland, Phoenix. Now, we talked about this game, right? Portland, an A-type team. Phoenix, an A-type team. They're both in the penthouse here in the bull market, 85%, and both teams are 66 and 62% on the season. So you can see they're going through a really good stretch right now. I think the best time to bet these two teams was about 4 games ago, right? 3 games ago, when there was good value. And the more these type of teams win, the more the cat's out of the bag and the value's gone, right? So this is a dangerous game. That's why I'm not touching this game tonight on the Rain Report. -6 is the line. The over-under at 227, 115 to 110. Looking at the Phoenix Suns, 8-2 straight up, 8-2 for the Trailblazers. These teams are identical. They're super identical, man. Look at this, 8-2 against the point spread, 7-2-1, the Phoenix Suns. The over is a combined 13-7. Now, here's the only difference. Obviously, Phoenix at home, they're going to be a -4.7 on my chart when you compare the line. So they're overvalued at 6. But if you do like Portland, I had them listed at -0.4. So you are getting a +6. So you're getting good value here on the Portland Trailblazers. The chance of winning does favor Phoenix at 67%, 67%. The lower high goes to Portland at 39% of chance of covering the spread, and the Kogo 41%. Maybe the Kogo is where you want to lean to the under here tonight, guys. We got the 59% chance of this game going under the total on the percentage play. Now, when both these teams are at home on the road, for Phoenix, when they're at home against an A-type team, so a team above 60% in the standings, they are 3-1. So they tend to really raise their game up against alpha type teams, right? Teams above 60%, 3-1 straight up, 2-1-1 against the number. Wish there was a little bit more volume. And for the Portland Trailblazers, 2-1 on the road and straight up and against the number against A-type teams. Portland on the road this year, 8-6, 5-9 against the number. And the Phoenix Suns at home, 10-5, 9-5-1 against the number. Let's take a look at the lineup here to see if there's any let me see. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Bridge, Kaminsky, Ayton. So let me see. There's nothing, obviously McCollum has been out a while, Nurkic. So imagine if they had those guys with them. This would be, but no, I'm not touching this game here tonight. This is a tough game. I know, you would say you got two identical teams. The sure thing, or from a market psychology point of view, you say take Portland +6. You got Damian Lillard, you get him 6 points, but you're getting a Damian Lillard team was coming off a loss to the Washington Wizards, 118 to 111. That's a bad loss. You're not supposed to lose to the Wizards, but look, the Wizards are in the A club. They're in the penthouse right now. They're in a bull cycle, but this C thing here tells me they won't be here long. But the Portland, they got they got caught in a bad scheduling. Like if you look at their schedule, this is not a really good schedule. Let's go back to February. Let me see, the 9th, where it first started. They were on a 3-game homestand against Orlando, Philadelphia, Cleveland. Then they went to Dallas, Oklahoma City, and then they went to Pelicans, and then they came home after a 3-game road trip. They had spaghetti legs against the Wizards, and now they're back on the road. So from a traveling perspective and in a day's rest, this does not favor Portland well, the situational handicapping, right? But having said that, they are 7-3 straight up in Phoenix, but 5-5 against the number. And Phoenix are only 2-8 against straight up, 7-3 against the point spread. Again, I think the under is where you want to go in this one. I wouldn't touch the side, but I think the under is where you want to lean. I like Phoenix defense better. Yeah. You know what? Let me see. And both teams, let's look at the last 3 games. Actually, you know what? Let's compare to the season average. So let's go down here and look at the last 3 games. Phoenix on defense, 113 points against in the last 3 games. That's a way above their season average of 107. So they're allowing 5 points more a game. And when you look at Portland, they're right. They're consistent. 115 in the last 3 games, 115 on the season. So you can see that Portland is very consistent. And right now, Phoenix, even though they're over achieving on offense, 128 points, but compared to a 112, I think they're overextended here, and that's why, to me, there's too many conflicting numbers, too many miscellaneous stats that they're just conflicting, and it just lead me different ways, and that's why I think I'm off this game. I'm not touching it, but I think the under is probably where, if I had to play it, that's where I'd lean. The Nets game inflated to that, Ray. The Nets? Oh, sorry. What do you mean, Chuck? The Nets game inflated to that, Ray. The Nets game's inflated. The Brooklyn Nets game? Let me see here. Portland. 124, 128. Yeah, that was a tough loss. That was a tough loss. And then they beat the Pelicans. And Phoenix had a bad traveling too. They had a lot of games at home, and then they went 2 games on the road, which is not that bad. Not like Portland. Portland's just flew all over the country. But no, I think from a biological, body-wise, the body clock, the biorhythms, I think Portland's biorhythms could be more out of whack than Phoenix's right now because of all the traveling, right? Paul is a vet and leader. Yeah, and again, I just think, if there was more days rest between these games, maybe if there were 2-3 days rest, maybe I'd have a different opinion. But no, too many conflicting. I'm off this game. Charlotte taking on the Utah Jazz. Now, we talked about Charlotte and Utah. Now, Charlotte here in the lobby, 57% of the last 7, 48% on the season. So you can see when you compare the short cycles, Charlotte, going through a bit of a, maybe working their way up to the penthouse in the bull market. They're neutral. So when you look at neutral here, if you see 57%, so that's neutral plus, meaning, it's 4 and 3. So they're on the upside of the neutral. If you see 3 and 4, it means they're on the downside of their neutral cycle, right? So think of a battery, right? Think of a battery, the plus and minus. So this here is the plus side. So they're working their way up. And this is the downside of the battery, working their way down to the garage to go recharge the battery in the garage, right? Like they say, 99.9% of stats are made up on the spot. And I just made that right up right there on the spot. Any questions? Any feedback? Any hey, young dudes? Adam, Portland here. There's never a full moment with them. CP sits. Books come in. Charlotte +12 took. All right. I think Charlotte is the play here tonight. Again, I didn't touch this game. I just think Utah had such a great run the last, 20 some games. Look at their record, 24-6 on the season, 23-7. Now they're coming off a loss to the Clippers. And if the Charlotte head coach is any good, he'll look at that game and say, what did they do here? How did they contain Utah? What did the Clippers do to contain Utah? And, it's like Bill Belichick, right? If you look at what Bill Belichick did in Kansas City in week about 8, he gave the blueprint on how to slow down Patrick Mahomes. And maybe the LA Clippers, gave the blueprint on how to slow down Utah, right? Last game, 116-112. And looking at Charlotte in their last 10 trips to Utah, 0-10, 2-8. It's just, I wouldn't touch Charlotte. 2-8 in their last 10 to Utah. Again, I think there's better value on the board. I'm not laying 12 points. And, Charlotte right now, even though they're coming off a win against Golden State, that was a game. Was that the game where Curry got out right before the tip-off? That was unfortunate. But prior to that, no. I think there's better games here. And the reason why I wouldn't touch this game is because Utah, what a run. It's the best team in the NBA when you look at the records, and especially against the point spread, right? They've had such a great run against the point spread. Let's go take a look at their team standings against the point spread. And let's go to NBA. And look at this, 23-7. This is the best team in the league on the point spread. And we're Charlotte. Charlotte's not bad. Look at this. Charlotte is ranked 6. So, who knows, right? Something to consider. In fact, let me take a look at the another thing I like to do is that's the hockey. Let's go to the team scoring. Let's take a look at the scoring averages. I like to look at where they rank offense and defense. So Charlotte ranked 21st on offense, Utah ranked 5th, and Charlotte ranked 10th and 3rd. So maybe the under. I think the under, we're in an unders market. What's the total? 231. And what's the latest line that I have? So maybe the under might be worth a look. Oh, look at this. Utah at home against teams below 500, 7-0 straight up, 7-0 against the number, 3-4 to the under. So that's pass. After all that, it's like a pass. Hello, Big Ron. Hope everyone is having a great Monday. G&G, how you doing, buddy? Child does not have two guys who can take over the game. Nope. There's no Batman and Robin in Utah and Charlotte, right? You look at all the great teams. There's a Batman and Robin. And right now, there's no, you look at Charlotte. Let's take a look at the Charlotte lineup tonight. LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Hayward, Washington's out. There's no Batman there. Hey, who cares about Robin? You got to get Batman in Charlotte. You need a Batman. And right now, they don't have anything, when you look at when you compare the Batman and Robin theory, right, of the top players. So give me a pass here. Miami against Oklahoma. Now, this is an interesting game to handicap. Looking at the Miami Heat here. Now, Miami coming off a big win yesterday against the LA Lakers. Now, 96-94. Was it last night or one day? It was Saturday, right? It was on Saturday. They're on 1 day's rest. Now, looking at the line, is 7.5 for Miami. 212 is the over-under. Let me take a look at the latest line to see if I got the right number here. -7, 212. And for the Heat, they're 6-4 straight up in their last 10, 5-5 against the number, 4-6 to the under. Where Oklahoma City, big win last night. Was it last night they played? Yeah, 117-101 against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but it was Cleveland, right? And that game was it in Cleveland or was it in Oklahoma City? Yeah, it was at Cleveland. So Oklahoma had to take a red eye, so their biorhythms could be a bit off here today. And let's take a look at Miami. Now, Miami, they're in the lobby right now. They're a neutral type team. They're in the lobby pool. They are 43% in the season, 57%. So they're, using the battery analogy that I just talked about, they're plus neutral right now. And when you look at Oklahoma City, they're in the basement. They're 28% they're in their last 7 games, but they're 40% on the season. Now, they're a C-type team in a bear market. So the value there, the reward's there. If you do like Oklahoma, there's a lot of reward. Unfortunately, the reward for them is when they're on the road because they tend to play better against this point spread on the road. They're 5-7-1 at home. I don't like this game. I would love to take Miami, but I just, big letdown game. They got Toronto on deck, big win against the Lakers. So that's, your classic letdown spot. And you look at Miami right here, 57% of the last 7 games. And that's, let's take a look at their record on the road against C-type teams. So they do beat the beatables. They're 5-2 straight up, 5-2 against the number, 2-5 to the under. And for Oklahoma City, they are 2-1 against the teams below 500, and they're 2-0-1 against the point spread. So they tend to beat the beatables. Now, could this be a letdown spot here for Miami, or is this a game where Oklahoma? Let me take a look at the lineup here for the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is in. Mulligan, Dort, Baisley, Roby, Ariza, Hill, Horford. And looking at Jimmy Butler should be good. So yeah, so it looks like everybody will be. So here's the thing. Let me take a look at the value. The value index, I have 5.92. We're getting 7.5. So the line has gone up. This line opened up at what? This line opened up at 4.5 for Miami, and it's jumped way to 7.5. So you can see, money coming in on the Heat, and I got a feeling people are going to see that last game syndrome, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? Miami's the play here. And I got a feeling that people here are going to like Miami. Heat right the ship. Love the under in this game. Probably my top play. OKC, I took +6. Heat and the under. Defense is going to lock them. I'll take Miami -6 all day. Any injuries? No injuries that I saw. OKC covers big numbers. Oklahoma will only score 25 points. Grizzlies is hot. I got Heat -5. Lakers under. Let me take a look at the see this here. When I see Miami on the road against teams below 500, they beat the beatable. So that has me a bit worried. This has me worried too. Only 5-7-1. Now teams that are back-to-back games and they're 6.5 to 9 point home dog, 2-4 in the season, 3-3. Like we can't get a break here. We can't get a break on the number. 4-2 to the over. Let me see their under record. So in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, Oklahoma is 7-3 straight up, 6-4, 4-6 to the under. I can see a case for the under. I really don't like any side. If I had to play a side, man, that's a tough call. I just don't like forcing plays, and I don't. Obviously this is not one of my top plays because when you gotta handicap the game, you know your answer right away when you just don't know, right? But look at this. NBA teams that scored 117 points in the last game this year, 8-0 to the over. So that's just one indicator. 4-6 after playing Lakers. So the Miami Heat or any NBA teams this year after facing the Lakers and on the road, 60% to the under. And what's the over under here? I mean the forecast. Forecast at 212, right on the number. It's amazing. Under 51%, the Kogo. I would play under. If I had to play this game, I would play the under tonight, guys. I would love if this game was on the road. I would be all over OKC. But you can see OKC is not a team you can trust. You can trust at home. But having said that, look at this. Let me see here. Miami 27th ranked on offense. Oklahoma 26th. But Miami can play defense. And that to me tells me maybe the under is where you want to lean here tonight. And when you look at the tools, the ATS team standings, you can see. Let's go to NBA. And let's take a look at the top 10 teams to see if any of these teams are in the top 10. Portland, Charlotte, Oklahoma City, a top 10 team, 17-12. And where's Miami? Miami is one of the lowest teams of that. So I just look at Miami. Miami is ranked 26 in the league against the spread. You are what your record says you are, right? And can you trust a winning team by 7.5 points on the road? A team below 500 laying 7.5 on the road. I can't see it. I would play the under. Let's see this weekend. Hey, Plant Base, how you doing? Yeah, no, weekends are off now. I'm taking piano lessons now on weekends. I invested into a piano keyboard and my goal is to play play weddings at piano. The piano player, the wedding player, or what's that movie? The wedding planner, not the wedding planner, the piano guy. No, I'm bucket listing, right? I want to learn the piano, so I'm trying to learn more musical instruments. So that's the weekends are based to learning and just chilling out and taking a bit of a break, right? But yeah, that's my new thing now, learning the piano. The piano man. Hopefully I'll play you guys Van Halen Jump one day. But yeah, that's what I'm leaning to this. All right, Lakers and Washington. All right, the game of the night. Now here's my other premium pick. So I only got 2 premium picks, and I'm going to give them out today for free on the Raymond Report. My other premium pick is Lakers. I love the Lakers in this spot here today. Let's take a look at the Lakers in the market index. Now, the LA Lakers are a 71% win percentage team, but they're only playing at 57% in their last 7 games. So they're a plus neutral right now. I don't see the Lakers going to the basement. I don't see them ever getting bearish. It's very rare you see an A-type team in the basement and being bearish, right? So you look at the Lakers right now without AD. They're trying to figure out how to win without him. 4-3. You got Washington in the penthouse. Their bull market on the season. Look at this. Washington is a 37% win percentage, and they're playing way over their head at 71% in their last 7 games. They're in a bull market, and right now, guys, I think Washington is they're at that point now. If there were a B-type teams, maybe this is a different. Maybe I think twice about it. But a C-type team in a bear market, a bullish market, and where they're normally a 37% win percentage, they're not used to wearing this hat at 71%. And you got a Lakers team ready to explode. I just think the Lakers are just they're chomping at the bit to get back in the win column, especially after a tough loss to the Heat. Right, that was a big loss. Everybody watched that game. I think that was the ABC game of the week. That was a tough loss. And now look at the line, -7. Lucky enough, was it? Let me see. What was the this morning? What was the line? This opened up at what? 6? Yeah. So it went to 6, and it's at 7. It might go up higher. Who knows? 7-3 for the Lakers last 10. 5-5 against the number. 4 Wizards. 6-4 straight up and against the number. Now Washington on a 4-game win streak, straight up and against the number. Lakers last 3 games have gone under. My value index was -6.21. So they're a bit overvalued here tonight, a bit overvalued by 1 point. And if you had the Wizards, I had them at plus 5.17. So you're getting 7. You're getting value on both these teams, but you got a team in the Lakers. When you compare them in the market index, they need to get back in the bull cycle. And looking at the Lakers at home, 6-2 against team below 500, but they don't crush them. Unfortunately, instead of being a 5-star best bet, it's only a 2-unit play premium pick. It's 6-2, but 3-5 against the numbers, 6-2 to the over. The LA Lakers at home against Washington. Funny enough, they're only 5-5 in their last 10 head-to-head meetings, 6-4 against the number. And teams at home on 1 day's rest, and they're 6.5 to 9-point favorite, 25-13 straight up, 20-18 against the number. And for the Washington, they got the Clippers on deck. So hey, but you know what? Anytime you go to LA, you're in for a dogfight for Clippers or Lakers. There's no pillow fighting in the Staples Center, right? You're going to face some tough teams. Those are tough. You better bring your A game. And you look at the Washington. They got Portland, but they got Portland on, and I think their biorhythms were down. Yeah, and when I mean biorhythms, I just mean like the day's rest of the body of the team. Just too much traveling. You got them on the wrong day, or they got them on a good day, and Portland got Washington on the wrong day. But give me the Lakers. And Lakers, they're not a covering machine. They're 9-6 straight up, 6-9 against the number. But again, I think you got a hungry team in the Lakers, and you're fair market value. And I got them winning by 111 to 101. So I got them winning by about 9 points here tonight. So give me the Lakers, my top play. Well, my top play. One of my top plays, my 2 premium picks tonight. I just gave it to you guys. And how you doing, Sam? Just bought the premium pick. How do I access? So once you buy the premium picks, you go to so you just go to picks. You go to Ron Raymond, and then once you get here, go to picks I bought, and my premium picks will be on that page. So you just go if you anybody wants to get my premium picks, you just you go here on the picks. Go to Ron Raymond, and then you go to the subscription plan. $99 for the year. I'm keeping that price forever. $99. and you get my top plays each and every day for 1 year. And then once you get there, click the red button, picks I bought, and then your plays will show up on that page. All right, little break. Now we do some NHL. A lot of games in NHL too. I love Lakers tonight. Everyone is on the Wizards, and that doesn't sit right with me. Right on. Yeah, good. Misery loves company, right? So let's get all the people who are miserable right now. Let's go on the Lakers. Wizards makes no sense. The plant-based. Remember what I say all the time, right? The uncomfortable pick. And people want to take Washington. To me, that's the uncomfortable pick of the night. If you like Washington, to me, it would be an uncomfortable pick. It's a pick based on probably, it's that analytics probably out the door, but you just have, sometimes in sports betting, you just don't have, you can't explain it. It's just a sixth sense that you have. It's like, I wish I can tell you, but I'm taking this team because I just have this sense that this is the right sense. It's like subliminal messaging to your subconscious telling you to take it, right? But that's, to me, but I do like it. Awesome deal. Thanks, Plays and Parlays. Appreciate it. Confidence the Sun will win. Ronald. I just think you like getting a kick out of calling me Ronald, eh? That's funny. I love it. I love the ribbing. Hey, it's like teammates in the dressing room, just ribbing each other. I love it. All right, let's go to the markets here for hockey. Now, I'm going to do the same type of analogy that I did for the NBA, and I'll do for hockey. Hockey would be a little bit quicker. It always is when you do the straight up. Now, here, let's go to the penthouse. And if you're new to the Raymond Report, the Raymond Report is based on value, percentage play, and the performance cycles. Now, this is one of the tools that I use for my performance cycles. And I call this, anything in green is a bull market. So I call this teams in the penthouse. So I look at this like an apartment building, like a 30-story high rise, right? This is like the high rise. Everything in green is the penthouse. Everything in yellow is the lobby. These are teams that are neutral. So from a market psychology, there's really no edges for the bookmaker or the player. And then teams in pink are bearish teams. Those are teams that are in the basement. These are teams that are just looking to get out of the basement, right? They got to go charge their car battery and get out of it. So G&G, yeah, US dollars. All my bills are US, so I take money in US. So this is here. Let's take a look at the teams in the bull market, the penthouse. Edmonton. And what you want to do here, guys, is when you're looking at the teams in the penthouse, is these are teams that are 5-2, 6-1, or 7-0 in their last 7 games. So these are teams that I call bullish. These are teams that are bullish. And bullish teams have low value, but high confidence from a public level point of view, right? Public confidence on these teams. I can mention you all these teams. Your first dopamine that'll kick in will tell you, wow, good team. Like your first reaction, right? But then when you think of the bottom teams, it's like, oh, this team suck. If I say Detroit, Anaheim, Buffalo, but look at Montreal, Vancouver, Nashville, Dallas. Now, one of these things ain't like the other, and that's this right here, the B team, right? Montreal's in a bearish market. Like I said, it's very rare you'll see an A team in the basement. In the bear market, but Montreal's working their way towards there. If they keep losing to teams like Ottawa, they'll be in the basement for a while. Now let's take a look at the A-type teams. The A team. I feel like Mr. T in the A team. Remember that show, the A team, Mr. T. He's gonna pity the fool who takes an A team, right? Edmonton, Carolina, Chicago. Now look at this. Chicago's a C-type team, but they're in the penthouse. Like they're eating caviar right now in the penthouse with the rest of the A-type teams. Colorado, Boston, Florida, Toronto. So you see how the market psychology works when you think of cycles. And what you want to do is take the team's win percentage and compare it to their 7-game cycles. Now, in football, the cycle is a 3-game cycle. But in other sports that have high volume, like basketball, baseball, hockey, those are high volume sports. So I take a look at 7-game cycles. And when I look at football, it's 3-game cycles because low volume games, right? The amount of games. Now, here are the teams that are, that you expect to be in the Bull Club. But, look at Chicago. Chicago, it's just, to me, they're just on board time right now. So be careful betting the Chicago Blackhawks. here are the teams in the lobby. Now, these teams here, there's only two ways they can go, up or down. So these teams, like the A teams, they're like, the teams like Tampa Bay were 4-3 in the last 7, but they're a plus neutral. So remember I talked about, think of a battery, the plus and the minus of a battery. Right now they're plus battery. Every team that's 4-3 are plus neutral. Any team that's 3-4, they're minus neutral. So they're working their way down to the basement, where these teams that are 4-3, a loss can get them minus negative, but they can also be working towards one win gets them in the penthouse, right? So which team of these teams here that are plus natural could have a better chance getting back into the Bull Club? Vegas, yes. Winnipeg, maybe. Minnesota, no. Pittsburgh, no. LA, no. New York, no. But Tampa Bay, yes. You see what I'm saying? So if you look at these type of teams, the A-type teams, they're teams that, 67% of the win percentage, but you look at their 7-day cycle, they're only going through a 57% cycle right now. So they're not clicking on all cylinders, but because they are in a neutral cycle, there's value with that team. And we'll get to that right now. And let's handicap the game in the NHL. And let's go to game number 1. We're going to take a look at the Calgary Flames against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs, let me know when they start planning out that parade route, right? Because I got a lot of friends in Toronto, and I'm telling you, until you get more sandpaper, enjoy the regular season, because you guys remind me of the 1990s, the early 2000 Atlanta Braves. You'll win every regular season game, but once the playoff comes, once you get in the corners, you'll be hard to find. Good afternoon, Sonny. Shop those. That's right, Sonny. Shop those. Shop for value. Played up percentages. Absolutely. I have 3 plays. I like the one each in NBA. Plays in good value in Tampa Bay, Dallas. Hit the thumbs up, fellas. Yeah, appreciate if you hit the thumbs up. Dallas win, but won't cover. B.A. Baracus, wasn't that the TVA care? Yeah, I think so, eh? That's awesome. Oh, yeah. The A team, right? Hey, we pull out everything here at the Raymond Report, right? We'll go right back to our 80s and 90s childhood and bring out everything. All right, Calgary taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, the Leafs, a 147 favorite. The over-under at 6.5. I got the Leafs winning here tonight, 3.54, 2.85. The over-under at 6.39. Now, looking at the starting goalies for these teams, I think Freddie Anderson is going to get the nod here for the Leafs. And I think Markstrom is going to go here for Calgary. Let me see if there's any, so they're confirmed. Nothing. Monahan's still out for Calgary. They really need him. And Zach Hyman's out. Musen's out. Joe Thornton's out. So Toronto's starting to get a little bit banged up a bit, but I still think they got enough tools in the toolbox here to get the job done. 6-2 against the C-type teams. And now, Toronto's just lucky they're playing the Vancouvers, the Ottawas. Wait until they start facing Toronto, Tampa Bay, Boston's, Vegas, Colorado. It's just it's like the bully in the schoolyard right now, just having their way, right? But I think Toronto, and this is one thing, if you're handicapping this season, that's these type of teams, the Toronto Maple Leaf type teams, they're going to be in the penthouse for a while until they get better competition, right? But I think Toronto was at minus 147. Now that line tells me be careful. Minus 147 tells me be careful in this game. And I think the under is where you want to go here tonight. I think the under is where I would lean in this game. I wouldn't touch Toronto because, that number tells me this should be minus 200. And when I look at this game against Calgary, it should be minus 200. So from a value perspective, let's take a look at the value, minus 210. See, that's exactly where I thought this line would be. And when I see minus 147, then I just pump the brakes, right? Pump the brakes. There's something telling me there's something wrong here. But I think the under is where you want to go. Yeah, you know what, Chuck? The Leafs, so it does worry me. You take Hyman out, now you take Musen out, Muzzin. Now you got to juggle the lines, right? Now Sheldon Keith's got to start juggling his lines a bit, bumping guys up. So Yeah, starting to get a little bit of a mash unit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys out. And some guys are not like Campbell, Scott, they're not starters. Joe Thornton, Sandin, Muzzin, Hyman, Simmons. Simmons, you need that. That's the guy you need for the playoffs. Absolutely need him for the playoffs. But I'd be careful. This could be an overtime game, 3-2 type game. But I would bet the under. 4-7 at home this year for the Leafs. 5-5 on the road for Calgary. But yeah, and when Calgary travels to Toronto, 80% of the games have gone under. So I think the under is where you might want to lean here tonight on this game. All right, let's go to the next game here. Let's take a look at Buffalo against the Islanders. Now, at first glance, take a look at Buffalo here. Buffalo's in the basement. A C-type team, 36% and 28%. So look at the value on the Buffalo Sabres. They're in a bear market, and because they're bearish, and they're really bearish, 28%, 2-5 in their last 7, 36% on the season compared to the New York Islanders, who are in a plus neutral, 57%. So, 47% on the season. So they're above their average here on the season in their cycles. I think Buffalo is where I would lean here tonight, guys. I think Buffalo has value. Looking at their line, 165, you're getting 140. And for the Islanders, I had them at plus 118. You're laying 160. So New York Islanders are just overvalued. I love MASH. That's money. I think the Islanders are a bit overvalued here. And when you look at their record, 8-9 on the year, 4-1 at home though. They're 4-1 at home. That's the only reason why I probably won't put them in my premium picks, because they are good at home, right? Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. They're Jekyll at home, but they hide on the road. And for Buffalo, they play better on the road. They're 500 on the road, but they're only 3-7 against the Islanders in New York in their last 10 trips. And New York Islanders 8-2 in their last 10. So I'd be careful in this game. Maybe the over. Maybe the overs want to go. But I think, let me take a look at the SBI. I think we're starting to lean more overs here. The SBI. Let me go NHL. On the hockey picks, it said New Jersey, not Buffalo. Oh, let me take a look here. New Jersey. Buffalo. Let me see here. Buffalo. Oh, okay. I got to fix that. They've been changing the schedule so much that it's just, man. Okay, Buffalo, New York. All right, so I'm going to have to change that. I'll do that after the show. All right, thanks. Who brought that to my attention there? I want to thank, is it Chuck or who brought that to my attention? Chuck? Chad. Yeah, thanks, Chad. I'll fix that. Yeah, look at this. So the overs started to come in. Remember we talked about the unders in the NHL? Look at all the unders that happened. We got to start going over. So maybe the over will start going. And now that Eichel's getting talked about being traded, maybe he'll start scoring some goals here. Give me the over tonight in Islanders Buffalo. Tampa Bay, Carolina. Now, remember I talked about the Tampa Bay Lightning? They're an A-type team in the neutral club right now. And for the Carolina Panthers, they're hot. 75% on the season, 71% cycle. They are absolutely on fire right now. And I don't think they can keep this up. Tampa Bay, to me, is a great value play here tonight. And when you look at the Islanders, 7-3, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 7-3 in their last 10. So is Carolina. Carolina is just hot. They're just a hot team. But they got to be careful. You don't want to peak too early in NHL and then get to the playoffs and then you run out of gas, right? But here's the thing that does concern me about Tampa Bay. When they're on the road against another alpha-type team, they're only 1-3 straight up. 2-2 against the number. 4-1 for Carolina against A-type teams. Carolina's 6-1 at home. Tampa Bay only 4-4 on the road. And I don't like betting teams that didn't score in their last game. That's one thing. One of the things that I've been handicapping. If a team is coming off a goose egg, I'll either bet the under or I won't touch that team until because you just don't know when the next goal is going to come. But I do like the under. I think the under is where you want to go in this one. And the last 10 games between these two teams, the under has hit 70%. I think the under is where you want to go here tonight. Dallas and Florida. So let's take a look at Dallas in the market. Now, Dallas going through a really tough stretch here. Dallas, a C-type team, and Raduloff is really, without Raduloff, they're lost. 42% on the year. They're in a 14% cycle in the bear cycle right now. They're only playing 14% winning hockey in their last 7 games. Dallas, to me, is a team. Here's the thing. The public confidence on Dallas is very low, but the rewards are high. If you do like Dallas, you will get rewarded. But look at Florida. Florida's a team right now, 69% on the year. They're on a 71% cycle, so they're playing 2% above their average when you look at the bull cycle. And when you look at Dallas and Florida 6-4 in their last 10 games, coming off a 2-1 loss to the Red Wings, though. That was a tough loss, and they're playing on what? 2 days rest? 1 day's rest? 8 days rest for Dallas. Dallas hasn't played in 8 days, so they could be a little bit rusty, but it may be a game time to get the injured healed, right? But Florida at home, 3-2 straight up against teams below 500. Dallas is yet to win on the road against a team above 60%. And in the Florida Panthers, they're 5-3 at home, 5-3 to the over. Dallas 1-3 on the road, but Dallas 6-4 in Florida and 7-3 to the over. I think the over is where I'd lean here tonight, guys. I think the over is where I'd go. Yeah, thanks, Chad. I do like the over here tonight. I think the over is where you want to go. What's the over under? 5.5? Yeah, I think the over might be worth a look here between these two teams. LA St. Louis. So let's take a look at the Kings. The Kings right now, a C-type team, 44% on the year, but they're in a neutral plus, 57% in their last 7 games. So they're above their season average. A C-type team, right? One more win gets them into the penthouse. And for the St. Louis Blues, let's take a look at St. Louis. Where's St. Louis? St. Louis right there. So, man, St. Louis is one loss away from maybe making it to the basement, right? So they're 56%, 42% in their last 7 games. But they're a B-type team. So if any team can win this game, if this was a C-type team below 500, I'd be concerned. But, St. Louis tonight, to me, it looks like a really solid play. Give me the St. Louis Blues. Minus 185, though. It's a heavy price tag. I don't like laying that kind of that was a 161 this morning when I bet it, and it's already gone up. So this line has already moved up, 161, and now it's a 185. But be careful. St. Louis at home against team below 500, 3-6 straight up, but 6-3-0 to the over. Maybe the over just got my attention right now. And for the LA Kings, 0-2 on the road against teams that are 50 to 59.9 in their last 10 trips to St. Louis, 4-6, 5-5 to the over under. St. Louis 4-6 at home. So another Jekyll and Hyde team. Jekyll on the road, they hide at home. 4-6 at home, but 7-3 to the over. The over looks like a nice play here. What was the last game? 5-4 and 4-2. So what was the total in that 4-2 game? Was it 5.5? So yeah, both teams have gone over the total. So maybe it's the start of an overrun, but I do like St. Louis. I think St. Louis and the over is where I'd lean in this one. Vegas, Colorado. All right, Vegas, Colorado. Now, Colorado won now that game, that was a weird game, right? Started at what, noon or something like that, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, then finished till midnight. So that's a tough game to base anything off. Minus 135, 5.5 is the over under. 3.2 to 2.4, the over under at 5.62. Colorado 7-3 in their last 10. Let's take a look at the injury report here for Colorado. And nobody really standing out here. Both teams should have their lineup here tonight. Vegas 6-4, 4-6 to the under. Minus 173 was the line. You're getting plus 115 on Vegas. Now, looking at Vegas against Colorado's in the penthouse right now, 64% on the season, 71% run bull market. They're 5-2, so you can see they are having a pretty good run here. 7 points above their season average when it comes from a confidence level. And for Vegas, Vegas right now in the neutral club, neutral plus 57%, and they're 67% on the season. So they're working their way up. So there's great value here on the Vegas Golden Knights. But the thing with Vegas is that when you look at their road record, 2-2 in a year, and 2-4 in Colorado. They don't have a lot of success in Colorado. 6-4 straight up for the Avalanche. 5-1 at home. I do like Colorado tonight, and they're 3-0 against A-type teams this year. I love Colorado here. What do you think of three-way money line minus? What do you think of three-way money line minus 115? What do you think of a three-way money line minus 115 St. Louis? Three-way money line. What do you mean by three-way money line? Give me Vegas. It's strange. Colorado has their number. I pick Vegas. Colorado faster team beating Vegas. Yeah. Three-way. You talking about the puck line? Or are you talking the yeah, I just don't know what you mean by three-way money line. What do you think of three-way money line? Hey, me, it's my hometown Montreal Canadiens. Pick them, they lose, go against them, they win. Yeah, that means don't touch them, right, John? That means you don't touch half games. Yeah, so I like Colorado here, but I don't know what you mean by three-way money line. Like, I've heard that term before, just never. Maybe I use a different analogy. Win in regulation, it means. Just win. Okay. Yeah, no, I do like, yeah, in regulation. Okay. Yeah, no, I do like Colorado. I think it's a 4-2 type game. Colorado regulation. Yeah. Win in regulation. No. Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, no, I do like Colorado. I'll look at a 4-2 empty netter at the end. And the starting goalies tonight, we're looking at Philip Grubauer against Flower. I love Flower. You know what? If I had a team, he'd be one of my goalies. He's just a positive dude that you want to be around, right? And the guys love him. Yeah, the two best nicknames in hockey: Flower and Vlasic in San Jose. Was it San Jose? They call him Pickles. I think that's the best nickname. Or Tuna Tatar. Hey, that's the one thing with hockey. They got some of the best nickname. You guys think of any good nicknames out there? I thought Tuna Tatar was pretty funny, but Vlasic in San Jose. The Pickles, you can't beat that. That's the best nickname in hockey, Pickles. I don't care what anybody says. Pickles, hands down, top 10 best nickname in hockey. Hey, Vlasic. Was it Pierre-Edouard Vlasic? Where's the... now I got to look up his... Yeah, Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Yeah. I think he's from Montreal. Yeah. Best nickname in hockey, Pickles. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. Right, Isaiah? They call you Cheeks. All right. The Anaheim, Arizona. So, taking a look at the index here for the NHL, not a lot of look at the favorites on the season, right? 66%, 33.6% of the favorite underdogs have only won this year in hockey. It's really tough betting underdogs in the NHL. A lot of favorites are coming in. Look at all the green here. A lot of it, but I do like the underdog in this one here tonight. I do like Anaheim. I do like Anaheim here tonight. Minus 161 here is the number on Arizona. 5.5 is the over-under. Looking at the total, 5.3. Arizona 5-5. Anaheim 3-7. Now looking at the market index, I know Anaheim's in the basement here. 33%, but 28% in the bearish market. And to me, there's only one way, and that's up. They can get out of the basement. I think there's value here. And for the Arizona's on the, let me see here. They're neutral minus. So they're 41% on the year, 42% in the neutral mark. So what you see is what you get with Arizona. I think Anaheim, to me, is a great cycle run here. If you're going to bet the underdog at plus 140, I think there's exceptional value here with the Anaheim Ducks. And when you look at Arizona against a team below 500, 1-3 straight up, and Anaheim 2-2 against a team below 500. Now, they're only 3-5 on the road, 2-6 to the under. They played a lot of unders. 5-13-0 to the under. And for the Arizona Coyotes, 4-7 at home this year. And for Anaheim, they're 4-6 in the desert. So, guys, I think Anaheim, to me, is a great value play here tonight. Give me Stoner's a good one too. Yeah, Stoner was here and Smoke. Wonder if this name is Smoke. I think it is. He was here in Ottawa. Stone was here. Mark Stone was here in Ottawa. Great sniper. Anaheim under probably going to be juicy though. Yeah, so I do like the Ducks here tonight. I do like Anaheim. And the last game on the board, survey says Minnesota against San Jose. We got the Wild 156, the over under at 5.5, 3.2, 3.05, the over under at 6.31, 5-5 for Minnesota last 10, 4-6 for Pickles and the Sharks, and 5-5 to the over under, both teams. Now, the value index, let's take a look at Minnesota and San Jose. Now, San Jose is, let me see here. Where's San Jose? They're in the lobby right now. A C-type team. They're neutral minus 44% on the season, 42% cycle. So what you see is what you get here with San Jose. And when you look at Minnesota, now Minnesota is a B minus, a B-type team, all right? But they're neutral plus 57%. And 57% on the season. So they're exactly playing the type of hockey they're playing right now is exactly what they are. Minus 156, 5-5 in their last 10. Minus 116 was our number, and they're overvalued at 156. So the bookmakers know that. And here's the thing: if I had them at minus 116, the bookmakers at 156, they know the public is going to be all over them. So they're trying to distract you from betting them. Guys, give me the Minnesota Wild. Give me Minnesota minus 156. I think it's good value. The thing with San Jose, they don't play no defense. They can't stop any. They couldn't stop a nosebleed, a Bart Scott nosebleed. 3.6 goals against in the last. The one thing Minnesota though, they're like a soccer team on ice. They'll shut you down. 2 points against in the last 3 games. 2.2. You see the consistency in the last 10 games. And as a road favorite, they're 5-2. Minnesota all day. Give me the Wild. Give me Minnesota Wild and 5-3 on the road. I do love Minnesota. Pickles, Buddy Buckets, Stoner, Cheeks. Yeah. Hey, we got all the best nicknames. Hey, we'll start doing a little T-shirt. Hey, with all the once I get to 10,000 subscribers, I'll start doing T-shirts because you can't sell T-shirts until you get to 10,000 subs. So once we get to 10,000 subs, I'll start selling some funny T-shirts. All right, guys. Hey, you know what? Pretty good show for a Monday. Hopefully you guys, understand the Raymond Report system. It's like, like Jim Rome used to say, at first you don't get the show, but stick around, you'll start to understand it. And if you follow this show long enough, you'll start to, understand more of the abbreviations, connect more with the mindset, the lingo, the jibber jabber that we go around here. And a little Seinfeld episode right there, a little bit of jibber jabber. And, you start picking up the terms and the mindset and the philosophy of shop for value, play to percentages, and then the performance cycles, right? Because in sports betting, I've shown you guys that you see how your mindset can change when you start talking, penthouse, lobby, and basement, right? And if you look at the teams that are in the penthouse, one of these things ain't like the other, right? And that's the C-type team right here. So that tells you watch out for this team because it's like one of those great pictures you see, like the minnow with a minnow with a shark fin on top. It's like you think it's a shark, but it's a minnow, But those are things like fool's gold, right? So there you have it, guys. That's the Rain Report today for a Monday. What would I normally do? Manic Mondays. I normally name my Mondays, right? Manic Monday, Ruby Tuesday, Hump Day Wednesday, Full Fridays. Those are Thursdays. And then we got to come up. Normally in football season, it's Football Friday, but we'll call it Happy Friday or Betting Friday or, we'll think of a good Friday nickname. But call it the Ron and Rusty Show. Yeah, Rusty made an appearance last week. He almost chewed my mic to death. You should see what he does to our boots. My poor wife said she's got to go shopping for new boots. Maybe tomorrow I'll show you what you did to her winter boots. I don't think she was too happy with that. So there you have it, guys. I mean Ron. No problem, buddy. I know what you mean, Mike. All right, guys, don't forget, if you are interested in the Rain Report, you get the whole kit and caboodle explained to you right here. Go to atsstats.com. I did a video this weekend explaining what you get with a rain report. Remember, there's two types of memberships. There's the regular memberships that gives you access to everything except the premium picks. Or if you don't want that, you just want the premium picks, then you can just sign up for the premium picks. But if you watch this video here on the front page, it'll give you a great explanation on how the whole website works, how the rain report, the premium picks, and what you see is what you get. And hopefully we can help you out with your sports handicapping. And tune in each and every Monday to Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. That's the only videos now that I'll do. The reason why I won't be doing any more morning videos is I need time to more preparation time. So this way, when I come to the show, I don't like being unprepared for a show. You don't go to a gunfight with a slingshot, right? You want to come with double fisted barrels of ammunition and bring you guys the best information possible. And you know what? Have fun doing this and then bring you guys some of the best information. So that way, when you go and battle the bookie, you can come out on the winning side. So have yourself. Don't forget, guys, if you do enjoy this show, hit the like button, smash those like buttons, as they say. And if you're new to the Rain Report, hit the notification bell in the top right-hand corner. Hit the subscribe button. This way, 2 to 3 Eastern, each and every Monday to Friday, the Raymond Report. So for Ron Raymond, this was the Raymond Report Sports Betting Podcast for a Monday, February 22nd. Folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. As my good buddy would say, Sonny, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report.